They are rare, but I've seen them before. It's been 20 years since, though. Caught them a few times camping, and a handful of times over Lake Huron. With Temagami in my sights for a couple of fall solo trips, and with Earth going through a heightened phase of Aurora activity, my hope was that we may catch a glimpse. Surely I've been patient enough. First trip, tough 8-day loop. Lakes, rivers, rugged portages, waterfalls, and just about all the beauty one could stomach. Second trip, 3-day base camp in one of Temagami's prettiest, roadless, remote lakes. Each trip was amazing, and I was lucky enough to catch some spectacular lights on multiple nights. My God, I've never seen them like this. Eye candy at every turn. Good light, good sound. Join me for 11 days as we dig into some of the most enchanting canoe country on the planet. Temagami, a land of lake, legend, and light. Doing a couple of bucket list trips this fall. This one being a 8-day adventure. This whole week is supposed to be 28 degrees. It's my birthday, 55 today. What a gift. A week of July weather in the middle of September. Our trip would begin at Mowat Landing on the Montreal River, heading south over the Mattawapaka Dam and down the long narrow into the northern section of Lady Evelyn, all the way across the top and down into the Obasaga Narrows for Camp Number 1. Then continuing across the top and down into Sucker Gut, south towards Camp Number 2, just above Frank Falls. Onward, up a series of waterfalls and portages, taking us into Catherine Lake for night 3. Down the split South Channel, a visit to Cabin Falls, gorgeous Bridal Veil, scale down the Fat Man, and into camp for night 4. Pushing up into Willow Island Lake and over into the lower portion of Lady Evelyn Lake for a sweet island campsite number 5. North up Lady Evelyn and then over for a little side trip, Sugar Lake for 2 nights. Back into the upper section of Lady Evelyn and north to Mowat Landing. Hot right now, really warm. I wish it was cooler, to be honest. I'm about an hour and a half out of Mowat and sweating, just sweating like crazy. Gonna be a lot of swimming going on this trip. So far, so good. 8 days. It's just sinking in. Just sinking in. I'm at the beginning of Lady Evelyn. Stopping off at a little campsite here to grab some food and some water. There's a bit of a headwind now, so I'm chugging along here. I put the cameras away and leaned into the paddle. It was a beautiful, long traverse, mostly windless, a rarity. This lake is rather shallow and even a small amount of wind can wreak havoc on paddling conditions. Late afternoon, I pulled up to a nice campsite in the Obasaga Narrows. So as you can see, there's a few boats
By tomorrow, we'll be past a few big portages that will take us out of the boating lakes. I haven't been shooting much today because it was just a long slog across Lady Evelyn. I'm just gonna do a really, really simple setup tonight. Hammock only, that's it. Don't need the tarp, don't need the fly for the hammock, and I'll be able to sleep under the stars. All quiet on the western front. Normally I like to have the sun at the end of the day, but today was so hot that I'm kind of happy that my site does not have the end of the day sun and will have the morning sun. What a day. Honestly, I felt a little bit out of sorts today. I always feel that way at the beginning of a trip. What am I doing here? Why does this feel so hard? You know, once I get 2 or 3 days in, can I just stay here forever? Hopefully this trip can help calm my nerves a little bit and get me in a good headspace. I'm living a charmed life, ultimately. It's easy to forget sometimes. So yeah, Temagami. Bucket list trip. The Falls Loop. I'll end up passing by Cabin Falls, Hap and Andrea Wilson's Eco Lodge they have there. I probably won't make it much past 9 o'clock tonight, and I'm going to be in bed. Does this coffee taste terrible? Did I remember to take off and pack my headlamp?
Simple pleasures. Morning routine. There's not much that can beat the feeling of setting out in the early light. Sun at your back. Full tank of gas. No more thought than where the next little slice of heaven will be.
It's 8:45. I've been on the water for an hour. You can see Maple Mountain way over there. And I'm just going to float here for 10-15 minutes and soak it all in. Somewhere in here there should be a short portage, a 120. Oh, there it is. Wow, it's very pretty. Wow, just came around the corner and like, bam, that's what you're looking at. What an impressive bluff that is. Ladies and gentlemen, bomb campsite. Breezy, lots of trees, and it's an island, so I can get views from any direction. I'm just close to Frank's Falls. Are they Frank's? Does he own them? I can hear them. And I know there's a couple of campsites there, but this is a beautiful site. It's about 1 o'clock, so I've got a nice afternoon to swim and, oh yeah, I'm staying. This is amazing. It's time to wash these clothes that I've been wearing. This is the only pair of shorts that I brought with me. Hammock is up. Quite a ways down. 20 feet. Look at that. I hear you. That little brown squirrel's just following me around as I do my tour here. He's probably used to getting handouts. Campers, another early to bed night. Boy, this would be a really good site for base camp style if I was going to stay here for a few days, but I think I want to just keep moving. Tomorrow I'm hoping to make it through to Catherine Lake. Tumble home out. I don't know what that float plane is doing. Circling around. Sounds like he's coming back again. This is the base of Center Falls. 420 meter portage coming up. Woo! Boulder Garden. Oh boy.
Some of these portages along this particular route
Whoa.
almost demand that you have decent footwear.
Damn.
Something with some basic ankle support is a good idea.
Holy sh**. What a portage. Look at this.
Even in the best conditions, things can get pretty dicey and still be pretty slippery.
Boy. Hot. Holy. It's early in the morning, too. It's only 9 o'clock. Okay, the sweat is just dripping off me already. Gotta take my hat off and pass out. Whoo! Camera down. Stop recording. Top of Center Falls. This is when all those squats pays off. Whew. Not all of these rocks are stable. Woo! The base of Helen Falls. This is going to be one snappy portage. Judging by these elevations, and this is just the little bottom piece. Okay, first run done. I'll take you along with me here. Let me show you how nutty it is. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna be dripping sweat by the end of this. Up we go. Oh boy.
while it is crazy ass rugged, it is also really beautiful. I know you can't really see it right here, but the little steps down of this waterfalls is very pretty through here. But I gotta keep my eyes on my footwork. Thankfully, this will be the last portage of the day. Catherine Lake. If I turn around and go to this bend to the left, that takes me down the rest of the falls. Cabin Falls, Bridal Veil. Let's go find a campsite. Look at that majesty. Eagle welcoming me to my Catherine Lake campsite. 2 of them. There's 3 of them actually. When 3 eagles greet you, you pretty well know that you've reached your destination. It's kind of a 3 eagle sort of day, really. Dream site. I've hauled this orange. Actually, I have 2 of them. But I've hauled these oranges over some pretty rugged portages. That's a lot of weight for one simple pleasure. But I am now going to eat this heavy bugger. Oh, it's going to be good. I went for a swim. It was short. I just needed to get in and cool down and rinse out that shirt. This sight, the view, and everything is just heavenly.
As I cruised around the shore of Catherine Lake, marveling in the golden hour, I had no idea that in the evening I would witness some northern lights, the likes of which I had not seen or felt before. I almost missed the lights altogether. With it being a full moon, I had resigned myself to less than adequate night shooting conditions. However, on a whim, I decided to set up a time lapse while I readied myself, brushed my teeth, etc. Just before hopping into the hammock, I played back that time lapse and noticed something.
That Aurora show last night was A, the craziest Aurora I've ever seen. B, I couldn't believe it was that visible, considering it was a full moon. I decided to just take one shot here, just face north to see what I get. And I did the one time lapse, quickly watched it back, and I was like, oh yeah, it's actually happening. And as this 20 seconds of time lapse, near the end of the time lapse, it was just starting to get really intense. So I looked back up at the sky. I was like, oh my, it's popping off right now. Red's over this way, green shimmering this way, blasting from up above. Anyway, I took all sorts of video last night. Some of it time lapse, and then some of it just straight video, but set at a really high ISO. So it's probably grainy, but I really wanted to get a sense of how it looked in real time because it was shimmering and moving around, and oh boy. Heading back down Catherine Lake and finishing the rest of the set of the falls. Swing by Hap's cabin, we'll see if he's there. I certainly would like to pop in and say hello. I'm just here at Eco Lodge and spent an amazing half an hour with Hap and Andrea sitting on the deck and drinking a French press coffee, talking canoes and portages and history of Temagami. Amazing. Super hospitable people. Hello, gang. Here we are on the portage around Bridal Veil, which is a stunning waterfall. And the portage, for the first 3/4, is not too bad. Pretty straightforward, a little bit rocky, but the end of the portage goes straight down pretty well, just like the water going over the falls. It's quite a little switchback rigmarole to get down that hill. It's like without... Whew. Wow. I hope I didn't just put a hole in the boat. One slippery little rock with a few pine needles on it, and zoom! Can you imagine if that happened to me over here? Man, that was a close call. I was pretty lucky there not to smash an ankle or put a hole in the boat. Really hard to get a sense of the elevation, but that is where I just came from. about a place? Is it possible to have another bomb campsite? Front porch, western view, lots of hammock options. Oh, I can't tell you how I needed that. Maybe we'll get a repeat performance of those Northern Lights. When I was chatting with Hap and Andrea, they got quite excited when I told them about it. They're like, what time? I was like, 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'm like, we were just in bed. And Andrew said, we'll stay up tonight. And Hap said, no, we'll go to bed and we'll just set an alarm. We like to have a little cocktail around this time of night. And that's just what we're going to do. And sit. I'm just going to sit and listen and enjoy. Off to bed. Beautiful day. Hard, long day. I've stayed up till almost midnight to see if there was going to be more Aurora action, but I don't see anything. I have the fly off the hammock, so it's basically like I'm sleeping in daylight out here with this full moon beaming. But it also allows me to see the sky for at least a few more minutes before my eyes inevitably close, and if the aurora happens, it will happen when I'm sleeping. So good night, and we will see you in the morning. Morning. Having any luck?
No, not yet.
Yeah, most people say it's been an off week.
Yeah,
Maybe the heat.
yeah. A couple bats here or there, but nothing like the previous years.
Yeah. So here I am on Willow Island Lake, big lake, calm as calm can be. So I'm going to take advantage of that and put some kilometers on. Alrighty. This is a 420. Ooh, I got some more sore hips from where I landed yesterday in my little spill. $420. I'm cooking. Wind at my back. Heading north now, sort of at the bottom of Lady Evelyn. I'm gonna push my way up into the middle and look for a nice island campsite. Well, the amazing campsite streak just seems to continue. First order of the afternoon is a swim. Pretty well got it all, this site. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Much cooler. Oh my god, I'm so tired and bushed. I've found another fantastic site back in Lady Evelyn. That's the lake I started on. But now I'm sort of down near the bottom on a beautiful large island, and I'm on the northern tip site. I just checked the weather again. 27 tomorrow, 27 Thursday, 27 Friday. 0% chance of rain. I am going to go through this whole trip, 8 days, 7 nights, without putting up a tarp or even the fly on the hammock. Anyway, I'm going to make some dinner, check the map, see where I'm off to tomorrow, and then get ready for hopefully maybe some star action tonight. What a spot this is going to be if there's anything happening.
The Aurora made a brief appearance and just as quickly faded. Not unlike myself.
More damn canoeing. Yeah, I can't stand it. Just came off Lady Evelyn, heading into the marsh. Looks like I just missed a lunch break. Completely disemboweled crayfish that I imagine was eaten by some kind of bird. Or it could have been, I guess, a four-legged creature as well. Otter, mink, pine marten. The water is pretty low in this section, and might require a little bit of a out of the boat maneuvering. Freaking spectacular here though. It's just so beautiful. Finally landed. The heat is oppressive. Found another nice point site. No I wouldn't jump in there, but I would jump in over here with a little bit of a run. The restorative power of a dip in a northern lake. So I just heard a wolf. A lone wolf. And seemingly not that far away. Close enough to come over here and eat me. I believe that's the International Space Station. Picked probably the best day to not be on the water. We will greet the morning sun. Wow, wild shapes. One last little gander at this campsite. We head north.
The paddle out was a breeze. I made Moet by mid-afternoon and was home in time for a late dinner with the family. Less than a week later, I was headed north again. Back to Temagami. Early away. Long drive to a further put-in this time.
Single lane, dirt road. It's gonna go for quite a ways longer. I hope I'm on the right road.
I wouldn't see another human on this entire trip.
Wow, what an adventure down that long, twisty gravel road. At times I was like, no cell service. And you couldn't probably do this in a car that rides low at all. Like you wouldn't want to do it in a Golf or a Nissan Micra or something. You might make it through. A small SUV or a pickup of some sort is really what you need to get down that last stretch.
Florence Lake. This lake is special, and it takes a little doing to get there. Our put-in is Chance Lake. We could have put in a gamble, but why take a gamble when you can take a chance? South, down a beautiful stretch, Here is a shortcut through Dee's Lake with 2 portages. Instead, I opt for the much longer twisty go-around. Up the White Rock Rapids, through Duffy Lake, and ultimately into a beautiful campsite on Florence.
Gang, I just passed the 1K portage. Decided I'm going to skip those 2 portages and Dee's Lake and actually just do the big, long, twisty section. It's going to take at least a couple hours to go through. And portages kind of suck. So does paddling with one hand. But that's what I'm doing. New territory. Kind of freaky. Kind of freaky when you've never been to a place and you're just sort of like, is this the thing that I'm seeing on the map? I don't really know for sure. Wow, tough slogging, man. Against the current, which is pretty strong. First beaver dam. Let's pray there isn't too many more. Oh, God. Those portages all of a sudden aren't looking so bad.
This longer route was visually stunning, but it did take significantly longer. The lilies and grasses in some spots caused considerable drag on the boat, and it was against the current. Always whining, Tumblehome.
Plugging away. I'm not going to get into Florence till like 5 or 6 o'clock. I'm going to be wiped tonight. Campers, I have landed. I've never been so happy to stop canoeing in my whole life. Holy crap. This is a pretty cool sight. The view is stupendous. I've only got about an hour of sunlight left, so I'm going to get the hammock up. And then get some food into me. Holy moly. I do need that.
Hammock is set up. Found a nice funky little spot for it. Tomorrow we will do a little discovery run on Florence. It does look like a beautiful lake. When you first come into it and you just see that big white rock wall. It's just opposite my site. And just a big rugged island. This is a 4-day trip. I may cut it to 3 days. Only because I know the last day is supposed to be raining. If I do stay a third night, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go about halfway back, break it up into 2 days of travel. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, what's really going to happen is me eating dinner and then sitting my ass down, probably falling asleep, but hopefully not, because I want to stay up and shoot a bit of stars tonight if I can stay up. That will be a challenge. No fly in the hammock. Stars are beaming. Love it. Wow, what a crazy up and down day. Long, full day of canoeing after a big, long drive. I am completely wiped out. I think I've been up for about 20 hours. But what a reward. The northern lights, again, not as intense, but just as pretty, and the backdrop. The view from this site is pretty amazing. It sits up pretty high. Stars reflecting off the water. Incredible Aurora. Second trip in a row. How about that? 2 weeks apart. Good stuff. Definitely falling asleep right now. See you in the morning. Bye. So I get up last night, probably about 4 o'clock, to take a pee. And the northern lights were going off again. Enjoyed it for 5 minutes and then came back to the hammock. Maybe again tonight? Who knows? So I'm glad I'm not trying to book it out today. It's from the north, as typically the winds here are out of the south. Today, I don't know what I'm going to do. I wanted to explore this lake, but the wind would sure push me down the lake quickly, but I don't know about coming back up. I'd love to do the perimeter of this whole lake, but I don't know if the wind is going to let me do that today. Nice place to stop for lunch. Took me all 10 minutes to get down here. This is looking north. And this is looking south. The wind just kicked into overdrive. I'm seeing whitecaps out on the lake. My plan is to go further south, check out a couple of sites, then turn left because there's kind of a loop back, and I thought I might be able to hide in behind some of the islands and stuff. Just getting up this final stretch when I do come back out and up. If the wind is like this, I wouldn't be doing it.
large group of sandhill cranes. Trying to decide who's in charge, it looks like. Which way is south? There they go. There's still some argument amongst the ranks, apparently. I've seen sandhill cranes before, but not large groups of them.
The wind tomorrow is now going to be from the east and the north. So I'm definitely going to be having some headwinds tomorrow. I have made the concrete decision to leave tomorrow because the weather also said that on Tuesday it's like 100% chance of rain. So, I mean, you never know, I might get held up tomorrow. The traveling might be so tough that I might have to stop, but at least I'll be closer. But as it stands, I'm going to get up at 5 in the morning and be away by 6. So I'm going to try and get to bed in pretty good time. We'll see if we get some good star and hopefully Aurora action tonight. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm going to make myself a little fire here tonight with the wood I collected today. Take the chill off a little bit. And then once it gets really dark, I'll let the fire die down and mess around for an hour with the cameras and see what I can catch. Shooting the Aurora is pretty new for me. I've never really had a chance to do it like I have in this past couple trips here in Temagami. Super clear nights. Man, it's just a little bit darker here than, say, Algonquin or some of the other places that are a little closer to the GTA. There is not a whole lot of light pollution up here.
As if this view to the north wasn't enough. Directly behind me wasn't too shabby either.
It's about 5:45, all packed up. Beautiful misty morning. And I'm gonna get on the water and get this long day started. Let's go. Into the mist we go. Not too familiar with this area. It's a little windy, but we'll figure it out. Look at that beautiful morning coming alive. There's an otter. Popped his head up, gave me a couple of barks. They're playing games with me. 2 of them. Honestly, it doesn't get a whole lot better. So peaceful. It just dawned upon me that I haven't seen a single person. It's the best time to be out here.
Mission accomplished. Soul officially soothed. Wild Aurora show? Check. Solitude and beauty? Check and check. An even greater appreciation for the absolute privilege to course these ancient and traditional waterways? Definitely.
Well, that wasn't too bad. Much less grinding than I expected. Quite a bit cooler today, which is nice actually.
Hey gang, I'm just in Dee's Lake, I believe it is. Brought to you by the maker of Dee's Nuts. Just had to say it. I just had to say Dee's Nuts for my kids. Just once. So yeah, here we are in Dee's Nuts. That was a really nice paddle out so far. That last 400 meter portage was nothing to get too excited about. A couple of steep inclines and declines, but other than that, not bad. I can see the 1K coming up just down here. And yeah, I'm just patting myself on the back for making the decision to come out a day early, because it is not going to be like this at this time tomorrow. Haven't seen any moose, but last night in the middle of the Aurora show, as I'm doing a time lapse, this one moose is making the craziest sounds. Like, obviously, you know, they're in the rut right now. Splashing around in the water too. It wasn't that far from me, sort of across the water to the right. That was cool. Plus I could hear some, what I'm pretty sure were either wolves or coyotes. That was pretty far in the distance, but I had that going on, owls going on, and then this moose just freaking out, punctuated with the odd loon, and this light show happening.